Joining me now is Chicago's Police Superintendent Garry McCarthy. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. According to your department's latest crime statistics, Chicago's homicide rate is down significantly from a year ago. In fact, it's the lowest it's been since 1965. What has changed tactically to stem some of the violence?
Well, Jake, we spend a lot of time focusing our resources on the active conflicts that we have generally on the south and west side. It's generally gang-related violence, and we've got so many strategies and tactics that we're using. But at the end of the day, we're running this department more like a business, perhaps, than most other departments in the country. And when I speak to business people, they ask, what are we doing right? And I tell them, we're pushing down the resources, we're pushing down the authority and the accountability to the right level, and we're putting the right people in those seats and holding them accountable for what's happening. And our commanders and our men and women of this department are just doing an absolutely exceptional job.
I want to get your reaction, sir, to a recent Chicago Magazine report which essentially accuses the Chicago Police Department of reclassifying homicides in a way to skew the numbers to make it look as though violent crime is dropping. What's your reaction to that story?
It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. We wrote a 26-point, 12-page response to that magazine article, which has been completely dismissed by the editor-in-chief. And just probably the most significant, easiest thing that I could point out is that there's all anonymous sources in there, and somebody says that I changed the policy on how we record murders that occur on the highways in the city of Chicago, and it's patently false. I can show you the policy change that was created in 1985 when I was a police officer in New York City. So that just really speaks to the credibility of it. I'm dismissing it. I hope everybody else is dismissing it, because I'm real confident that we're going to stand up to any scrutiny. We have an auditing system that looks at it, and ultimately we're accountable to the Uniform Crime Report, which is a national standard that every police department in the country uses, and it's not malleable. We can't change it. The policy is the policy, and we comply with it.
Well, let's talk about your participation in the CNN series Chicagoland. Do you think the series has helped to expose some of the problems that contribute to the epidemic of gun violence in Chicago?
Yeah, but I just want to point out, it's not just the proliferation of gun violence in Chicago. It's the same issue in Detroit, it's the same issue in Philadelphia, it's the same issue in any urban center across this country. It's cold comfort for people when we have a week like we had last week, where there was a lot of gun violence. And it's just a reminder of something that we say all the time. This is progress, not success, and we've got an awful lot of work to do here.
Chicago Police Department Superintendent Garry McCarthy, thank you so much.